All right, let's have a seat here. Let's see how we did. Would all the blues please stop talking? Would all the reds release your hostages? Yellow, stop hugging. All right. Number one, was that easy to talk to people? Now, let me show you what happened. You probably had the most fun, rejection-free conversation you've ever had because you were interested in the other person. And they feel this. They pick up your vibes. If you just did this every day, you met one person and said, I'm just going to try to find out what color they are and have a little conversation just for practice. At the end of the year, how many people would you have met that's brand new in your life? 365. And I'm going to tell you this. Even if you don't mention the business or nothing, just had that little conversation with 365 people. At the end of the year, you're probably going to have 15 or 20 of them join your business just because the conversation was so awesome. And here is how even us greens can sponsor people. All we do is try to find out what color they are because there's no rejection. They love talking about themselves. And people join friends, people they like. Now, by the way, by a show of hands, how many people here was able to figure out what color your partner was? All right. Now, if you didn't, let me tell you my results. I can only pick it out about 50% of the time. You know, when I see a little 3-year-old kid moonwalking in the mall, I say, all right, there's a blue baby that's going to torture their parents for the next 17 years. Be a discipline problem. But I can only pick it out 50% of the time. You know, a lot of people are a little bit of one, a little bit of other. You know, some people say, well, I'm blue with a little bit of yellow, right? And other people say, well, I'm yellow, but maybe I'm blue because I feel blue ascending on the horizon. No, you're yellow, all right? Some people say I'm a little bit of all the colors. I say, no, you're psychotic, all right? But usually people are one color with a little bit of another, which means if they're blue and yellow, you could talk to them either blue or yellow and be okay. There's 2 languages they understand. So I only pick it out 50% of the time, just the obvious ones. I'm not very good engineer. But the 50% I pick out is just like that. Instantly, with a couple words, we're bonded distributor. Now, the 50% I don't know, I just do a regular presentation and hope for the best, which is what I was doing before, right? But what would happen if 50% of the people you talk to said, yeah, I get it, that's why I should be a member? Do you think that'd be pretty awesome? And all you have to do is figure out their color. And that's the only reason they're not joining is they're not even hearing the message. So let me show you how it all goes wrong and see if this looks familiar to anybody here. If you don't know this, it's going to be a little bit hard to close. Because what are you going to say to the yellow? Well, if you're professional about this with skills to the yellow, you're going to say, so, you know, the yellow says, well, I don't know if I don't want to call my friends and build a group and all, I feel uncomfortable talking to them. You say, so what's going to be easier for you? To call your friends, so we have a meeting at your home tomorrow night, so I have a lot of your friends, so we can spread this message and help all the suffering families and the children out there and make a difference in this world, or for you to keep it a secret and just let them to continue suffering day after day after day. So was it important to know what color they are before you close? Yeah. What would you say to a blue or a red? You're going to give them choices within their color, and they get it. For those that don't know this, let me show you how miserable my career was when I didn't know this. Let me give you an example. Can you imagine a green personality giving a presentation to a blue? After after I read the rules and regulations and started going through the product list and reading the description of every product and talking about every ingredient, the blue is ready to poke their eyes out, jump off a cliff, fall on a sword. The blue gave up a long time ago. The blue says, just kill me now. This is terrible. Green's talking to blues. I have to talk to them in the blue language, which means mumble something, but do it quick. But can you imagine what would happen if a blue personality was giving a presentation to a green? All right, so I'm here with my pencil for the facts, and here's the blue. Let me tell you about the company. Well, it reminds me when company came over, they looked at the wallpaper, and we were having this flight, going over to Hong Kong, the little umbrellas and the drinks there. And my aunt, she was a fourth, well, actually, she was a twice removed aunt. But we had this class that went to, what's the green thinking? Give these people some tranquilizers or something, some Valium. What's going on? And the green will never join, not because the company's not good, but because we talked to them in the wrong language. I want you to imagine a yellow talking to a red. All right. So the yellow says, oh, please come to our meeting. Well, it's not a real meeting. We sit in a semicircle. Everybody's equal. And after the cookie giving ceremony, we have the group hug and we sing the company song. And what are the reds thinking? Exterminate these people. They're using valuable oxygen. And that's why it's hard for yellows to sponsor a red, because they talk to them in the wrong language. All right, I'll do this, but it's not going to be pretty. A red talking to a yellow. Are you ready? Give me all your money, then I'll tell you what it's about. Oh, okay. All right. Can I give you more if it makes you happy? Sure. Okay. Now, remember, these are all exaggerations just to help us remember. But you have to be aware when you talk to people that you have to be in sync with the language they understand. Now, you are the leaders, right? Let's use this when we try to motivate people. Do you think that the 4 different colors have maybe different ideas toward motivation? Oh, yeah. So let's try this. How are you going to motivate a yellow? So we have this contest where you can make an extra 3,000 peso bonus. Not going to do it, is it? They don't see the world like that. But what I find with the yellows is if there's saying, we're going to do fundraising this week to help poor dogs find their lost fathers. And the yellow does it well. In that case, I'll go out and talk to all kinds of strangers to try to raise money, and all the profits from our sales of our product, our retail profit, we're going to donate to Find the Dog's Lost Paw Fund. So they're going to work hard just for that because it's a fundraising to make a difference. Do you think the red would, or the green? No. Or the blue? No. But for the yellows, that would motivate them. So just the chance to help somebody, they go out of their shell and do things they wouldn't normally do. How about blues? What motivates the blues? Well, when the company announces a trip, they are high as a kite. They're thinking, oh, man, awesome, great. I'm sure there were some rules or regulations or quotas, but I'm too busy out here talking to more people. They love this. Anytime you announce a trip, the blues are all over that. Man, we are 100% behind it. They are so excited. And they like meetings like this because they meet a lot of new people, don't they? Or there's a picnic for your group or a get-together. The blues are so excited about that. What do you think motivates the reds? Yeah, money, recognition, right? Being number one, a sense of competition. So that's why reds normally win the big races. Because if the yellow is winning right before the finish line, the yellow says, well, it'd be better if I let somebody else win. They'd feel happier. But the reds are easy to motivate. For all the reds here, you're not going to like this. I'll just tell you up front. But how many people here would like to know how to motivate a red to do almost anything you want? How to push a red button right in the middle of their forehead. how to get them to say, I'm going to do this right now. Would that be pretty cool? Now, the reds don't like this, but once you hear it, you're going to use it on the other reds. So here's how you motivate a red, or one of the many ways. If you're taking notes, I'd like you to write this down. The first thing you do to a red is give them a compliment. And the red says, well, I deserve that. Step number 2, give the red another compliment. Now, the red says, man, you're really intelligent. You recognize my greatness. Step number 3, challenge. Tell the red there's something they can't do. Reds love challenges. So when you're talking to a red and you want to motivate the red, you tell them a compliment, tell them another compliment, and then just give them a small challenge, and they're motivated. It's like a giant red button right in the middle of their forehead you can push anytime you want. And that's what us screens do for entertainment. So let me give you an idea. So if I'm talking to a red person over here, I might say, you know, you are the best recruiter on my team. Compliment. And you know more people in Metro Manila than almost anybody else I know. Wow. But last month, Anna sponsored 15 new distributors, and I'm not sure you could ever break her record. What's going to happen? Anna's going down. I'm going to have 16, 18. I'm going to bury Anna. Just like that, because there's a challenge. Reds love challenges. Greens like books. All right, so let's try this. You talk to another red and say, you're one of the hardest working people on my team. Compliment. And you know the skills, the 25 skills, the inviting scripts better than anybody else I know. But last meeting, Anna brought 7 guests with her. And I'm not ever sure you could do quite that many. Anna's going down. They're going to have a van full of people. They're going to handcuff their relatives. They're going to bring them all down to set the new records. Reds love challenges. And like I said, this is what us greens do for fun. Is always just push that little red button. And you can do it over and over. And the reds know that you're doing it to them. But there's nothing they can do about it. There's no defense. Now here's my question. How do you motivate the greens? Correct. You don't. Give it up. Pretty much a waste of time. Now, I want everybody here to remember that you and I are maybe a little bit about everything. I'm 100% green. But most people have one color that sticks out more than others. So by a show of hands, how many people here know what color you are? If you don't know what color you are, all your friends do. Just ask them. They'll tell you. I was sitting down with my wife, who's red, at dinner one night, and I had a friend sit down with us, and I said to my friend, you know, my wife's red, and she turned to me and says, don't you dare tell him I'm red. All right, she's right. So if you don't know what color you are, let me help you another way. People have to do jobs sometimes of a different color than they are. They get a job as customer service, they're yellow, they help people, they're awesome at it, so they make them the manager, and now they have to fire people. That's a red job, isn't it? And the yellow's not going to be happy. And the yellow hates their job. And one of the biggest reasons for job dissatisfaction with people is they're stuck in a job of a different color than what they are personally. So don't let your job color interfere with who you are personally. Just think about your internal color. I want you to think of a blue personality as your accountant. Could you see that one? Ooh, numbers don't add up. Let's have another beer. Or would you want to, oh, you make fun of the greens, but next time you cross a bridge, do you want it built by a blue? No, the bridge's not even over there. Put another beer can under it. It's not going to look good, is it? All right. So we all have talents that we should use. But if you're confused, let me tell you that the outgoing colors are the blue and the reds? By a show of hands, how many people here are a little bit more outgoing? So if you raise your hand, that means you're either a blue or a red. And you say, well, how do I know if I'm outgoing, if I'm a blue or red? Well, if you're already talking, you're a blue. And the reds already know they're the best color, so that's no problem. I would ask for a show of hands for the quieter people, but they never raise their hand. So what are the two quieter colors? Yellow and green. So if people are maybe not as outgoing, a little bit shyer, a little more quiet, they're probably a green or a yellow. So how do you know if you're green or yellow? There's a couple quick tests you can take. Number one, check for a personality. If you have one, you're yellow. And the other one is give somebody a hug, because the greens are the anti-huggers. No one has ever taken a picture of two greens hugging ever in the wild. So the greens are the anti-huggers, the yellows are professional huggers. How do blues feel about hugging? Woohoo, sounds like fun. How do reds feel about hugging? How much would I get paid for it? Right? But if the quieter ones are going to be either a yellow or a green, and you can kind of pick that up by just observing. So if you don't know what color you are, that should help you, but it doesn't matter what color you are. Who does it matter? The people you're talking to, and it's our responsibility to talk to them in their color. So I want you to imagine you're talking to a blue. And if you had to close a blue because they say, well, I don't know, because I have like 14 other projects I got to do tomorrow, and I have 3 television shows I have to watch at the same time right now, and I got to be texting my friends. And you might say, so what's going to be easier for you? Right? And because they're blue, what are blues like? Fun, excitement, talk to people. So what's going to be easier for you? To continue working that boring job, moving paper from one side of the desk to another for the rest of your life, hating every moment? Or to get started right now so you have a fun, exciting career, talking to people, having fun, going with us on our trips, sending postcards to your friend, and having the time of your life. And just like that, they get it. Now, we have a break coming up, and during the break, I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to observe people. And what's probably going to happen is you're going to do this for the rest of your life. I love going to the mall because I can just watch people and pick out what color. But during the break, I'd like you to maybe meet somebody you don't know and try to figure out what color they are. Could you all do that? Just meet somebody you don't know. Now, if you're yellow, that shouldn't be too hard because you want to do it because it'll make the other people feel good when you talk to them, right? If you're blue, meeting somebody during the break, that's natural, isn't it? Somebody brand new to listen to you talk forever. If you're red, I know if all the reds here will meet people during the break. I'll meet somebody during the break. In the first 15 seconds, I'll be the first one to have it done. I'll know it right away. And if you're green during the break, you don't actually have to meet and talk to somebody. I just want you to maybe look at them from far away. But during the break, could we all practice this? Because if you know what personality they are, you're going to increase your production 4 times. So whatever your check is right now, you've been killing off 3/4 of it by not knowing what color personality they are. But knowing this will make closing easier, prospecting easier, presentations easier. How many people here are ready for a break? So what we're going to do is, I don't know exactly how long the break, they're going to announce it, but when we come back from break, we're going to learn some skills. Now that we have the color thing out of the way, some of the other skills we need to learn. And how many people here want to be a very, very, very top pro in this business? So that means we're not going to take notes, we're actually going to do this during the break. And during the break, I think they mentioned earlier, I took all my 40-some years experience and put it all on CDs, and now we put them on a thumb drive for you. So if you'd like to learn the skills by audio, that's an excellent way, because that way the greens could take notes. Right? Yellows can share with their downline. Reds can make the biggest bonus checks. It's going to take 2 people to carry it to the bank. And the blues can have a lot more fun by meeting more people. You could use this for anything, couldn't you? So watch out for those people that are holding the door open for you during the break, because what color are they? Yellow, right? And you're going to notice this. I'll see y'all right after break as we learn more skills. Thank you very much.
Yes, how about a big hand for TomBigAl? Palakpakan naman natin!